video. And yes, you saw right. There is only one chapter tonight. I'm just doing one single chapter tonight in celebrations of it being Father's Day. What exactly is Father's Day? Well, Father's Day is a day that we celebrate all the wonderful fathers out there. And I do want to tell you that I know a lot of fathers. I've never been a father, except for a little fur baby, which I guess you can also classify that as a dad. Bella, hey, come here. I want everyone to see you. Come here. Well, she's laying in her bed over there in her chair. I'd move the camera over there, but she probably would get camera shy, so she might make another appearance tonight. Who knows? Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. It just kind of depends. But to all the fathers, I want to say thank you very much for everything that you have done for us. Help raising your kids, and if you're a single father, congrats. I know it's hard to be raising the kids on your own, but hey, life happens and you still make it through one way or another. Single moms, I'm sorry that things didn't work out for you, but you get to play both roles. You get to be the mother and the father both. So, congrats. And then I know some people's fathers have passed on and everything like that, and I know Father's Day can be full of joy, and it also can be full of unhappiness also. So prayers go out to anybody that has lost their fathers or their mothers or anything like that. I send my heart out to you 100%. So, upon other things of tonight, yes, we are going to be jumping into only one chapter of Revelations tonight, which is chapter 17, which should be a pretty good lesson. I hate when I do that. I put the lids on my sodas, I can barely even get them off. This video is not sponsored by anything, but one of my go-to drinks is a nice drink of Dr. Pepper or a nice drink of vanilla Coke. I actually picked up a 12-pack of vanilla Coke tonight. And like I said, I'm not sponsored. I'm not promoting, so don't think that I am. I'm not trying to cram a brand down your throat. There is one thing that I want to tell you that's actually surprisingly good. It's a lot better than what it actually sounds like. Well, in my opinion, some people can hate it, some people can love it. It doesn't really matter. But if you get a chance to go to your local Walmart, that's where I've seen it. They probably also have it cutter and other places too. But there is a certain type of Oreo cookie that is actually really good, in my opinion. It is called Oreo BTS. And if you get it, it is brown sugar pancake. I know it sounds gross, but hear me out. It's actually not as bad as what it sounds. Of course, that's my opinion. But like I said, not trying to, brand anything or sponsor anything because I don't want to be copyrighted. So, let's take a dive into the best book ever written in history. We actually last video, if you remember, and you can always go back and watch all the videos. That's why I keep them up on this channel. So you can go back and review and search and look at any message that you want. And also feel free to subscribe and share. And especially subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll never miss another video as long as you hit that notification bell and turn on notifications. It will let you know when I go live. So maybe one day you can actually go live with me. Who knows? All right. And of course, I've got two Bibles that I'm actually going to be comparing and actually try to break things out down for you. We actually have this one that I'm using, which is a New King James Version. It is called the Big Picture Bible, but it is the New King James Version. And then I've also got this one over here that is the Everyday Bible. And the Everyday Bible actually belonged to someone in our church that is gone and passed on and is enjoying going up and down the halls of the wonderful, wonderful place that we look forward to going to when we pass on. She's actually seeing the gold streets of heaven, the gold walls of heaven, in pure gold that you can actually see through. Transparent gold. Have you ever seen transparent gold? I haven't, but I'm looking forward to it. So, if you guys ever decide to go Bible shopping, I would definitely say pick up one of these if you have a little bit harder time. I mean, sometimes there is a lot of things in the Bible that is kind of hard to break down and fully understand. I understand that. I even have trouble doing it sometimes. From what I've seen, the Everyday Bible will actually kind of break it down a little bit for you. This one is the New Century version. So, since it's the New Century version, it's kind of like focusing on people in this century and stuff like that. Also, you can never go wrong with a King James version. However, you've got to be very, very, very careful reading the King James version. The King James Version sometimes makes things a lot harder to understand. If you ever have anything that is too hard for you to understand, find one that you can actually understand a little bit more. As for me, this Big Picture Bible does a fairly good job. However, you do have to watch out because some of the NIV versions and some of the other versions, they leave out a lot of important details. There's actually a few details that get left out in some of the newer age Bibles. King James Version basically is right to the point, and they don't add and they don't subtract anything. So, like I said, New King James Version isn't bad. King James Version is actually the go-to for a lot of people. NIV also works, but be very careful and kind of compare the two and make sure that certain things are not taken away from the specific Bible that you are reading. Enough about the Bible talk, which I love Bibles. Trust me, I absolutely love Bibles. I love finding out about Bibles. Will never own, and I do not want anyone to ever own a satanic Bible. If you own one of those, you better get rid of it very, very quickly. because that's nothing but pure lies and evil. All right, so we're going to dive into this chapter, number 17 in Revelations. So if you have your Bibles handy, I would like for you to turn in there to Revelations, chapter number 17 with me, and follow along with me because it's going to be probably a bumpy ride, but it's going to be an amazing ride. This is actually titled The Scarlet Boy. Woman, wonder what that's going to entail. And remember, John is the one that's actually having all these visions, and he is writing them down exactly as God told him from his visions. So John says, then one of the seven angels who had the seven bowls came and talked with me, saying to me, come, I will show you the judgment of the great harlot who sits on many waters. So I want you to visualize and see exactly what we're seeing and what John is seeing, okay? While you're driving, please do not close your eyes and please do not take your eyes off the road for anything. But open your mind as you go. Still concentrate, but open your mind and actually see and feel what's going on. So, painting the picture, we see one of the seven angels that we had studied before in the last lesson of the bowls and what the bowls actually came to pass when they got dumped. Now, you're visioning one of the seven angels coming to you and saying, come, and I will show you. The harlot who sits on many waters, with whom the kings of the earth of her fornication. So we actually heard about one of the bowls actually turning the water into the was from the way that I see it and the way that I picture it, and you probably picture it too. Those are the unbelievers, the believers of the beast, who don't believe in anything at all. They just follow the rules and follow the ways of the world. See, the world is a corrupt place. The world is, as we're seeing, the world has become a basically dark abyss of. Just a moment here. All right. So if you missed any of that I said, this world we're actually seeing is basically going into chaos and abyss and darkness. It's sad. It's really sad that, the people of this world that just go with the flow. And I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's good to go with the flow, but to an extent, rely on the flow to tell you exactly what you want to do. So the biggest thing is that I'm trying to tell you is go with the flow for some things, but don't go with the flow on your religion and your beliefs. because your religion and beliefs are going to be the thing that guides you in the right place, in the right time. See, okay, I will tell you. I work at Walmart, and yes, I'm going to tell you, yeah, it's okay. Use the online pickup and delivery service. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to tell you that it will actually in the long run. Don't let that be darkness. See, you can actually look at it two ways. There's actually one way that it will benefit you for now, yes, but there's also a dark side to it. Think about the time that we're going to end up getting into. We actually studied that in one of the lessons, that this whole entire world is going to go, and how much is $1 bill now? Can't really buy anything with the $1 bill now, can you? There's not a whole lot out there that you can get for a single dollar bill. Actually, I can't think of anything that you can buy with this single dollar bill anymore. Used to when I was younger. Now I'm going to age myself quite a bit right here, all right? I already told you I'm 37 years old, but I remember back in the 90s, I remember going into a Walmart store, and I remember going to the toys aisle, and when my grandpa would come and visit from Carthage, he would give me $2 every time he came to visit. And he would let me go to the toys and buy a Hot Wheel car. Hot Wheel cars back then were a lot cheaper than what they are now. They were 97 cents. Round that up with the got a little bit of change back. Boom. Well, today you try to do that, good luck. I mean, there are some that are still that cheap. Don't get me wrong. There are still some that may be that cheap. I don't want a whole lot of hate, coming in because of that. But like I said, things keep going up in price. One of these days, it won't matter how much money you have in the bank. It won't matter how much money you made from your job. It won't matter at all. You will get one sum of money. That's it. When you spend it, it's done. They cutting every now and then, and I don't like it. See if that fixed it. There. You see, the devil's trying to keep me from the word of God. All right. So, sorry about that tangent. All right. So, we see one of the seven angels that had the bowls tell us to come, and they will show us the great harlot who sits on many waters, with whom the kings on the earth committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. So we're being carried away into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, which was full of names of blasphemies. And we learned what blasphemy means, right? Blasphemy is, well, the easiest way to actually describe what blasphemy is everything against God. It's lies, it's sin in itself, it is everything unholy. Basically, the biggest demons that you can think of, the scariest thing you can think of. This thing had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. And on her forehead a name was written. Are you ready for this? I don't know if I am, but here's the name that was written. All right, do you see it? Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and of the abominations of the earth. I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I marveled with great amazement. So, next part of it, we're actually going to learn what the meaning of the woman and the beast was. But the angel said to me, "Why did you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast that you saw," okay, the beast that we saw was and is not and will ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and those who dwell on the earth will marvel, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Then they see the beast that was and not and yet is. Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. One is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. The beast that was and is not is himself. Also, the 8th and is of the 7 and is going to perdition. The 10 horns which you saw are the 10 kings who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. These are not one mind. These are of one mind, and they will give their power and authority to the beast. These will make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb will overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and those who are with him are called chosen and faithful. Then he said to me, okay, so the angel is saying again, the waters which you saw where the harlot sits are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which you saw on the beast, these will hate the harlot, make her desolate the naked, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hands to fulfill his purpose, to be of one mind, and to give their kingdom to the beast until the words of God are fulfilled. And the woman whom you saw is that great city which reigns over the kings of the earth. That's a lot to take in. That's a big pill to swallow. Now, I'll open this one up and see if I can kind of break it down a little bit for you. The woman on the animal is how this one starts out. Then one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and spoke to me. He said, "Come, I will show you the punishment that will be given to the great prostitute, which is what harlot actually means. The one sitting over many waters. The kings of the earth sinned sexually with her, and the people of the earth became drunk from the wine of her sexual sin. Then the angel carried me away by the Spirit to the desert. There I saw a woman sitting on a red beast. It was covered with names against God written on it. See, I told you it was blasphemy is everything against God that you can think of. And, of course, it goes on to say that it had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and red and was shining with the gold precious jewel and pearls she was wearing. She had a golden cup in her hand, a cup filled with evil things and the uncleanness of her sexual sin. On her forehead, a title was written that was secret. This is what was written. The Great Babylon, mother of prostitutes, and of the evil things of the earth. Then I saw the woman was drunk with the blood of God's holy people and with the blood of those who were killed because of their faith in Jesus. When I saw the woman, I was very amazed. Then the angel said to me, "Why are you amazed? I will tell you the secret of this woman and the beast she rides. The one with 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast you saw was once alive, but is not alive now. But soon it will come up out of the bottomless pit and go away to be destroyed." There are people who live on the earth whose names have not been written in the book of life since the beginning of the world. They will be amazed when they see the beast, because he was once alive, is not alive now, but will come again. You need a wise mind to understand this. The 7 heads on the beast are the 7 mountains where the woman sits. And they are okay. And they are 7 kings 5 of the kings have already been destroyed. One of the kings lives now, and the other has not yet come. When he comes, he must stay a short time. The beast that was once alive, but is not alive now, is also the 8th king. He belongs to the first 7 kings, and he will go away to be destroyed. The 10 horns you saw are the 10 kings who have not yet begun to rule, but they will receive power to rule with the beast for 1 hour. All 10 of these kings have the same purpose, and they will give their power and authority to the beast. They will make war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will defeat them because he is Lord of lords and King of kings. He will defeat them with his called, chosen, and faithful followers. Then the angel said to me, "The waters that you saw where the prostitute sits are peoples, races, nations, and languages. The 10 horns and the beast you saw will hate the prostitute. They will take everything she has and leave her naked. They will eat her body and burn her with fire." God made the 10 horns want to carry out his purpose by agreeing to give the beast their power to rule until what God has said comes about. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. So hopefully that breaks it down a little bit more for you. Like I said, this book is probably one of the hardest books of the Bible that you're ever really going to fully get. It's going to be both hard, challenging, and fairly dark when it comes to it. But tell you the truth, when I'm seeing all this stuff that's happening and taking place, I'm actually really happy that I got God on my side. It's kind of scary that things are already starting to be put in motion these days. How things are about to become trying to make it a just strictly card that you have to pay with, putting the chips in your hands or your forehead, not really knowing that the money that you have in the account right now, it's kind of sad that one of these days it's going to be worthless. It's not going to be, it ain't going to be nothing. You're only going to be allowed to travel a certain distance unless it's really, really important or you get permission. It's really upsetting, isn't it, that it's come to this, but you do have a choice, and make it a good one. The future is not 100% written yet. The future is still yours to write. So make it a good one. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Pray, subscribe, like, share, and let's see you in the next video. Let's see where the Bible takes us.